A solution that can potentially solve a lot of problems on shrinking city roads. It's a fascinating story of a toy model becoming a reality, even if it's right now just in the innovator's workshop in Padi. Take a look. Anyone's need for speed while driving in Chennai can easily fizzle out at the thought of finding a suitable parking spot. And once we get there, with a prayer on our lips and a moment to still our beating hearts, we swerve and turn and reverse and swerve once again to fit ourselves into a 2-inch space. So I get cynical behind the wheel, and I'm pretty sure you're guilty of the same as well. It's an exercise in patience and tolerance for anyone brave enough to drive and park in a crowded place like T Nagar. Now, one of the more logical solutions for the car park menace in places like this is a multi-level car park system. The Chennai Corporation has been inviting bids for operators to build such a system in places like Broadway, Panagal Park, Adyar and so on. But it's the end of another year and drivers like me and cars like this still jostling for space. Enter Karthikeyan from Mailadurai, a 42-year-old man who has been tinkering in workshops for a good 20 years, the last 2 being spent on developing a prototype for a fully automated multi-car park system.
நான் வந்து கார் புதுசாக வாங்கினேன். கார் வாங்கிட்டு டி நகர் பர்ச்சேசிங்காக போனேன். பர்ச்சேசிங்காக போனப்போ எனக்கு காரை நிறுத்துறதுக்கு இடம் கிடைக்காம 2 கிலோமீட்டருக்கு அந்தாண்ட காரை விட்டுட்டு நடந்து போய் பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்ணிட்டு வந்தேன். போகிறப்பே டயர்ட் ஆகிட்டேன். பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்ணிட்டு வந்தப்போ இன்னும் ரொம்ப டயர்ட் ஆகிட்டேன். எகெயின் வந்து திருப்பி இன்னொரு முறை நம்ம போய் பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்ணணுமா அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு எண்ணம் மனசுக்குள்ளார வந்துடுச்சு. ஸோ பேசிக்கலாக நான் ஐம் ஏ இன்ஜினியர். ஸோ இதுக்கு நம்ம ஒரு சொல்யூஷன் கொடுக்கக்கூடாதா அப்படிங்கிற எண்ணத்தில் உருவானதான் இந்த கார் பார்க்கிங்.
In a space of 8 feet by 52 feet, Karthikeyan has constructed a multi-level car park system. His current working model can seat 6 of them, but can expand up to 32 cars on a wider platform. This fully automated multi-level car park looks like a grid straight out of crystal maze. Just that instead of crystal, it's made of regular steel rods and rises vertically. It functions like an elevator, and this is how it works. The driver of the car drives into a lift, switches off his car and gets out. The driver then has to go to a touch panel installed close by and punch "Park in" along with his card number, after which the system will automatically scan for an empty car parking spot and lift the car into that space. When it's time to head back, the driver has to select "Park out", enter the card number on the panel, and the car automatically comes down to be collected.
மல்டி-லெவல் கார் பார்க் சிஸ்டத்தை ப்ரோஇயில் டிசைன் பண்ணேன். வின்சிசியில் ப்ரோக்ராம் பண்ணேன். இதில் அயன், பிளாஸ்டிக், எலக்ட்ரானிக்ஸ் சென்சார்ஸ் இதெல்லாம் யூஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கிறேன்.
Karthikeyan's friend and mentor, Mr. Joseph, has been following his progress and guiding him along the way.
The broad technology behind this multi-car parking system is number 1, a lifting system which can lift the car to the desired platforms. Second is the conveyor system which moves the car to the required station. And finally, this is all supported by a good mechanical engineering, electrical and very reliable digital electronic system.
Power consumption ரொம்பவே கம்மி. நம்ம வீட்டில் ரெகுலராக யூஸ் பண்ணுற ஏசி, ஃப்ரிட்ஜு மாரி தான் இதுவும் பவர் யூஸ் பண்ணும். வேறு மற்ற சிஸ்டத்தில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இதை விட 4 times 5 times எக்ஸ்ட்ரா பவர் யூஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க. அப்புறம் வந்து ஸ்பேஸ் சேவிங் வந்து டபுள் ஆகிடுது.
This patent pending application also takes into consideration situations where an already parked car might be blocking the way for a to be parked car. The car that's an obstacle gets hoisted up to make way for the new car and then gets placed back into its original spot. Just like an elevator, there is extra space on the roof to enable this.
This multi-level car park system can operate on varying speeds, anywhere between a frequency of 20 and 60. Right now, it's at a frequency of around 20, which means it takes 4 minutes per car to get parked. But if the system does decide to step on it, this time can come down drastically to around 1 to 1.5 minutes per car.
The innovator claims his model is safe for public use as well, as several safety checks have been introduced.
There are sensors which senses the presence of the car, and the driver has to proceed when the gate of the carriage is opened. Then at parking level, the positioning is done by micro switches, that is level control switches, micro switches such as, and then again the whole system is supervised by a programmed logic control through a touch control panel.
Years ago, when a team at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in the US spoke about a collapsible car for city driving, the whole world took notice. The two-seater car would be powered by lithium-ion batteries, which can collapse and stack up, helping around 6 to 8 cars to park in a single spot. This dream car, however, is yet to enter the real world. On the other hand, Karthikeyan's idea sounds more realistic, getting a car park to expand instead of the car to shrink. Anyone listening?
It's been an expensive experiment for Mr. Karthikeyan and his team. They've spent around 30 lakhs in R&D alone, and this amount was just about enough to come up with a 2-level multi-car park prototype. In case you see the glimmer of a gold mine in this system, mail into feedback at ndtv-hindu.com and tell us how you can help. Mr. Karthikeyan is already dreaming about his next big project, a multi-level bike parking system.
We race ahead on the show in just a bit with a review of Need for Speed Shift.